What's good? Today we'll be covering the global only available units, which are the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta units. Now, I really hate to use the word exclusive because I think a lot of people had a little bit of a sour taste still left in their mouth, you know, from some of the stuff that's happened in the past. In most recent times, I would say the Dokkan Fest hit unit, I mean, that was eventually going to come out in JP. I think a lot of people already had a fill-in for that, but in terms of these Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta units, really haven't heard a whole lot about this on the JP side, whether it's ever going to come out. And honestly, it's been quite a bit of time since it came out. Both of these units came out in July of 2018, so it's right around that year mark. But we'll see if JP eventually gets it or not. But for the time being, it is only available in the global Dokkan battle. So let's go ahead and cover the stats real fast. So we'll start with the Super TEQ Super Saiyan 3 GT Vegeta unit. Leader skill is a Super Saiyan 3 category lead, and also a tech type Ki plus 3 HP attack and defense increase of 50%. The super attack will cause supreme damage to enemy and also raises defense by 30% for 6 turns. Passive skill is attack and defense increase of 70% plus an additional attack increase of 60% for 5 turns after being attacked. So obviously you want this unit to get hit by the enemy in order to maximize the attack stat potentials. For the links, you're looking at Golden Warrior, that's plus 1 Ki, enemies defense minus 2,000. Super Saiyan's 10% to attack. Prodigies is another 10% to attack. GT is plus 2 Ki. Royal Lineage plus 1 Ki and limit breaking form is attack increase of 2,000 when SA is launched. For the categories, it does fall into Super Saiyan 3, Pure Saiyans, and also Vegeta's family. For this showcase, you're pretty much going to see them on the Super Saiyan 3 category. At 100% potential, HP is 11,938, attack is 13,054, and defense is 8,764. 12 Ki Multiplier is 140%. Moving on to the physical type version, this one has the leader skill for Super Saiyan 3 category, and then physical type Ki plus 3 HP attack and defense increase of 50%. For the super attack, it will cause supreme damage to enemy and also raises attack for 6 turns. The passive skill is attack and defense increase of 70%, then damage received minus 40% when guard is activated. So definitely a more defensive oriented unit in that regard. The links are pretty similar, if not the exact same. Golden Warrior, Saiyan Warrior Race, Prodigy, Super Saiyan, Royal Lineage, and Limit Breaking Form. Categories are also the same: Super Saiyan 3, Pure Saiyans, and Vegeta's family. At 100% potential for this unit, HP is 12,273, attack is 12,220, and defense is 9,139. 12 Ki Multiplier is also 140% for this unit. The thing interesting about these two units is the max level is 100, so they still haven't gotten their Dokkan Awaken yet. So eventually, when a Dokkan Awaken happens, I think these units will be even greater than they currently are. They're actually pretty decent in my opinion, but I almost feel like once these guys get a Dokkan Awakening in global, maybe they'll roll that out in JP, just with the base states and not the TUR states. I don't know, that's my guess. But for the time being, it looks like, I don't know, these two units should be a global exclusive for now. But you never know. Again, with how JP works, they eventually get the units anyway, but we'll see what happens with that. But for the time being, these two guys are only available in global. I know a lot of people had asked about these two units in the past, and just went ahead and decided to see how these units are. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the video. As always, it is interesting to see how some of these units do. These two units could certainly be ran on Pure Saiyans as well, since transforming Vegeta is a pretty solid lead for that category now. And then Vegeta's family, once Global gets the 4-year anniversary, and then the LR Super Saiyan for Goku and Vegeta roll out, you guys will have the proper category leads for Goku's family and Vegeta's family. So you can certainly run this unit on that category once it actually, the proper leads come out. I think right now it's just like pretty basic stuff, right? Like 30% leads or something like that. I can't remember. I think it's from like the April Fool's Retro Goku and Vegeta probably had the leaders go. I can't remember 100%, but that's what I think it was. So again, the tech version of the GT Vegeta will get stronger once it gets attacked. Again, it's a attack increase of additional amount of 60% for 5 turns after being attacked. So that equates to 130% total. So pretty decent stuff there. Now, the physical version, on the other hand, does also have the attack and defense increase of 70%. However, it's more or less a defensive-oriented type unit where damage received is reduced by 40% when guard is activated. However, in this sense, with the super attack, this unit does have the ability to raise attack for 6 turns, so that's certainly a decent way of offsetting that. And then the tech version with the SA raises defense by 30% for 6 turns, so I think it was interesting to run these two together. It kind of worked out well in that sense, just to be able to see the two in action on the same rotation. It's a good way of getting comparative, results on these two units. So I think in that sense, it's probably a good idea to format it the way it was. Again, on this event against Omega Shenron, the GT Vegeta unit will obviously get a damage boost, so the damage output is definitely higher than other Dokkan events. Just so you're aware of that. That's probably why he's far exceeding the physical attribute Vegeta's attack output. Even though it almost seems like that 60% definitely does make quite a bit of difference when it is active with the tech unit. Far exceeds the physical version's attack output for sure, but the physical version is definitely a much better defensive-oriented type unit, especially against super attacks from the enemy. I mean, you're talking about 40% reduction to damage received when guard is activated, so I think once these guys get to the TUR state, the physical version, instead of 40%, that'll probably increase to, I don't know, 50% at the minimum. In terms of the tech version, maybe some sort of attack percent increase a little bit higher than 60, or just increase the amount of turns that it's active for. One of those two would probably happen, but who the hell knows when a Dokkan Awakening will happen. Honestly, it's been, again, close to a year since these units came out, and haven't really heard much about these units, honestly. I think they're one of those, I wouldn't say forgotten units, but they kind of came out and then people were hyped up about it a little bit, and then things just kind of faded out, you know what I mean? So we'll see. I mean, we'll see if things happen with this unit at some point. These two units in particular. Again, I don't know if JP will ever end up getting these two units. We'll see. But for the time being, again, these guys are only available on global. So, but at the same time, you guys all know how things work. Like global exclusive is one of those, I don't know, forbidden words, I guess, or terminology to bring up. It's one of those issues that continues to arise when it comes to the whole JP versus global debate. Honestly, you got to think about it this way. Like, I don't know. It's almost like at times there's a little competition going on between two versions, but the parent company and developers are still the same. I mean, it's honestly the same game, just different versions, so if you prefer one over the other, it's all good. I do understand, though, at the same time, I do want to say that I feel for global players sometimes when it comes to blatantly obvious mistreatment at times. A good example is the free-to-play hit units, free-to-play Champa units, and Vados units that came out. It made the SA grinding much easier. Of course, with the Dokkan Fest hit, redundant wording, but when it was released in the Christmas time, the people that pulled it on global really had to use Elder Kais for it, which was, in my opinion, pretty unfair. But at the same time, what can you do? I mean, there's always going to be issues like that do come about. So I guess at the end of the day, you just have to make the best of your situation, I guess, in a way. So that's all I have to say about that. But again, back to the showcase of these two units. I think bottom line, these two units are pretty solid. Definitely do think I think they definitely need a Dokkan Awaken, though. I think they definitely deserve one to not only improve a little bit, but I think the links would also improve. They'll at least get like Shattering the Limit or something like that, in addition to maybe possibly one other link skill. But overall, these two are solid, even at the max level 100 state. So Again, this is the showcase for the 100% potential physical and tech Super Saiyan 3 Vegetas that are currently only available in global right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. As always, I do appreciate you watching, and definitely stay tuned for the next one. Alright, peace. Catch you guys later. Peace out.